Technical difficulties. There we go.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for the early edition of the Sunday Spin. As always, the Sunday Spin is brought to us by our fantastic sponsors. That's Grooves Records in San Francisco, Kevin Schnell and the gang, and of course, What's Left Records in Colorado Springs is 719. As always, I'm joined by my partner in crime. He is the host of Greno's Groove Yard every Monday on KCOS Digital Media. You don't want to miss it. Greno, I know you got to go to work today at What's Left. What's going on? You're looking chipper as always.
Hey, happy Sunday morning spin.
Got my coffee. I'm going to be all right.
Velvet Underground reference there for those who are privy. But yeah, oh man, what a treat this morning. We got an old friend, an amazing musician, amazing person, one of the sweetest dudes I know. And I think we met in 7th grade. So without further, I was in 7th, he was in 6th, I think. Or
yep.
Without further ado, Mr. Joey Ponchetti. Joe, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. This is so cool.
We really appreciate it.
It's been long overdue, Joe. And you know, we like to coin the phrase legend of the 6'4", and that's one thing my partner omitted here. Definitely a legend of the 6'4", Poway, going way back.
Definitely.
Drummer extraordinaire, rock legend. But started when, Joe? When did you first start playing the drums?
When I first started, well, my mom would tell you, like, when I was a baby, like pulling out the pots and pans with the mixing spoons and all that. But yeah, I mean, as long as I can remember, I was always playing. Got my first like real drum kit when I was 7. Yeah, and just been playing ever since then.
What kind of kit was the first kit?
It was just like some crappy, whatever. We bought it used from a friend that was selling them. I have no idea what the brand was, but after that, I bought a buddy of mine's red sparkle CB700s. So yeah, it's a rite of passage. Every drummer has to have a set of CB700s at some point in their life.
That was my first kit.
Yep.
That's
so. We used to bring them over to your house and we'd put them together.
Yes, yeah. But by that time, you had already had rototoms and stuff. Your set was more integrated, like different pieces, like, which was so great because I'd never seen anyone do that before. And then like now it's such a, so many drummers.
Oh, really?
Do that. Yeah, brother. Totally. You're an innovator.
Yeah, man. When Van Halen 1984 came out and Alex Van Halen had the Rototom kit, I have to have Rototoms. And then everyone had Rototoms. Dude, yeah. Good times.
Yeah, so Vinny Joe referenced something that probably a lot of people don't know is we had at least 1 or 2 infamous jam sessions together. It wasn't drumming dueling. There's no way because he was far too advanced for my taste for me at that time. I was, and the thing was, it was so fun to do that because usually, you're jamming with a guitar player, jam with a bass player, but 2 drummers is like, and that's kind of a thing now too, I guess, in music.
Right.
You see a lot of bands doing that. But yeah, it's It's really interesting. We go so far back. It's kind of like I want to know about the first bands. I know that or bands that you joined because I know
Okay.
early on you were doing a lot of stuff in power.
Yeah, it was the first band. Yeah, I was mostly just playing in my garage by myself, and I knew this girl. Her name was Kathy Stein. So, and she knew this guitar player named Scott Tolson.
Yes.
And she said, "You guys need to play together." And he would come over with his little amp, and we'd play in my garage. Just he and I, like we played U2 covers, and I came up with our own originals. And it's my first time ever doing something like this. And he was an older guy, like 3 years older than I was. So I really looked up to him. But he said there's this band we're putting together. It's called China Cult. And so that was my first official band, China Cult. If you know Roger Shai.
Yep.
Jay Cumby on keyboards.
Yes. Jay's been on the show.
Has he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I missed that one.
We love Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, season 4, I think, episode 1 or 2. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Oh, that's rad. Okay, I got to go back and watch that one.
Absolutely. You got to go to the YouTube channel to check it out, Joey, where you can find all the episodes.
I know all about it. I know. I watched Rob Abramson's show a couple days ago. So anyway, yeah, and then Scott Kirkendall on bass, but we played a bunch of covers like from U2, and then some obscure stuff that I'd never heard of, like Japan, which I'm a big fan of now. God, I'm drawing a blank. But did U2, Japan, some Cure, stuff like that.
It's awesome.
What would now be considered goth or alternative, new wavy. And then we played Distillery East like almost every week or every other week. And I'm like, I'm 13, 14 years old playing in clubs. It's an underage club. You have to be 16 to get in. And I was still too young to get in. But it was cool. It's such a great experience. So yeah, China Cult was the first band. They broke up, and the other band in town was Canada. They were also doing like Duran Duran, In Excess type covers. But they started doing original songs and slowly became what was known as Bad Radio.
Yeah.
And then Bad Radio just kind of took off. Members came and went. We changed singers. One of those singers was Eddie Vedder.
Right.
Eddie Vedder was in Bad Radio for 2 years, like between 88 and 90. He left to go do something else.
Yeah, some other project.
Yeah, some other project. And then Bad Radio moved up to LA in 1990. And then eventually disbanded. And then I'm in LA. And now I've been in a ton of bands. I've been playing ever since, like nonstop. It's been great.
Yeah, I love following what you're doing on the social media aspect because you're in different studios, you're doing session work, you're recording with different bands.
Yeah.
How did that all come about? Was that just by proximity? Well, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that you're an amazing drummer, how did that come about? Is your proximity helpful being in Los Angeles? And
oh, definitely. Yeah. But it's more just like who you know and who you get along with.
Interesting.
I always say this to people because like the music is kind of secondary. It's more just, do you get along with these people? I would rather play with an average musician that's a fun hang and I get along with personally than some virtuoso or like guy that shreds and is just a complete dick. So yeah, that has a lot to do with it. So you just develop these relationships, and it's more like, oh yeah, I like that guy. I want to play with them.
That's so cool.
So you play with one guy, he refers you to somebody else, and I think you'd be a good fit for this band. Check out these guys. I think you dig it. So yeah, it just happens like that. But yeah, you get out, just meet people, and see if you get along. Yeah, and then I've been really lucky. I've met some really great people. Yeah,
Fabulous, fabulous.
yeah, man.
Joey, I'm curious. You're in Los Angeles. I understand that you're very much a part of the conduit that's going on there. COVID. I want to draw back a couple years, and how did you find, as an artist, the transition through that period? And do you find the experience more pleasant, less pleasant? What's been the biggest change post-COVID?
Wow. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, 'cause that was pretty rough.
It was for all of us, sure.
Oh yeah, going from gigging pretty regularly and rehearsing or whatever to doing absolutely nothing. It was rough. So like I went into a depression about it, and like didn't know. I thought I was doing fine, like handling it okay. But yeah, not being able to play with a band or go or have a gig or something, that it affected me more than I was counting on. But I got through it. Like I was rehearsing at least once a week or practicing by myself. A couple projects popped up here and there, but nothing regular. So once everyone started gigging again, I kind of just busted out and was taking everything. Like, need a drummer? Need me to play? Yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome.
But yeah, and I just noticed recently I'm just like busier than I've ever been. So I'm super, super thankful.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what we live and breathe, no matter if we do it part-time, full-time. It's always interesting. Somebody in the hub like you are right now. Same story, basically. Everybody was just trying to get through it. And now that we've seen the other side, we can go back with a greater appreciation, perhaps, of what we have today.
Right.
So, yeah, excellent answer, Joey. It's funny that seems to be the common denominator. It's not the money. It's not the relationships. It's the actual missing of the music.
Yeah.
During that time, Greta, I'm sure you'd agree with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really put together any bands since post-COVID at all. I played with the Glass Parade, but yeah, it's had a deep effect. Joe, I'm curious, favorite room to play in I guess anywhere, but then maybe LA, and then also favorite studio to record.
Favorite studio by far is Station House. I love Station House. It's run by this guy, Mark Rains. He's from Georgia. He's this tall, bespectacled dude. He's got the sweetest personality, and he's super fun to work with. He's also a drummer. But
Nice.
But he has this little space in Echo Park. His gear is awesome. He's super fast with the editing when you're recording. But yeah, it's just you get in there and you feel super comfortable. You feel like you're at home. Love that place. This is no slight on any of the other studios that I've played in, because I've heard some really great ones.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's by far my favorite. I spend the most time there.
I think I've seen some photos there of you, so that's why I wanted to get
all over the post. Yeah. Yes, these are really great gold Ludwigs that I love playing when I'm there. So yeah, Station House, awesome. Favorite venue to play? That's hard to say. Crap.
It's all good. It's early. It's Sunday. We appreciate you're spot on with all your answers. So that's
and you can give us a couple too, Joey, if that's easier. Sure.
Yeah. Well, a place we used to play a lot, my old band, with Dalton Grant. We used to be called Dragline, but then we just went by Dalton Grant. Our home in LA was Dragonfly. So that was kind of our place. We always played there. Doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does, but now it's just like a dance, hip-hoppy kind of club. But Hotel Cafe, you'll hear about. That's great. Super pro. The sound is awesome. Great vibe in the room. Great bar. That's important. Uh, Viper Room is cool. It's shutting down for a while because they're going to be doing some rebuilding around there. What else? I'm leaving something out and go, shit, why didn't I say that? Oh, I just played the Moroccan Lounge. That's a really great room as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
What part of LA are you in?
Right in Hollywood, like right in the middle of it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, people always ask me, "Do you like living in Hollywood?" I guess you kind of like I'm coming here because I have to be because this is where the musicians are and the work is, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you go back to Poway much?
Sometimes, yeah. I still have my mom still lives down there. We're good friends from high school. The drumline are still there. Like Jim Leverett is one of my best friends. So yeah, I make it down there every once in a while. Yeah, but not too often. Yeah. Benny, where are you?
I'm in Poway, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
We're about Poway.
Yeah. Hasn't changed much.
Okay.
Yeah. I miss the bowling alley.
Oh no. Oh, so cool. Yeah, I went in there for some drinks a couple years ago. Watched people do karaoke. It was good times. I didn't do any bowling though.
Flashback to 64 memories, man. It's Vinny, that's one of the things I love having some of the comrades on from the past is that the show just goes in completely different direction than it would normally because there's so much shared memories and overlap. And Joe, in fact, when you were talking about China Called, I was remembering a show where we played with you guys. I don't know if it was that band or Telex, and you were using electronic kit. And for whatever reason, I used it too that night. And I was so discombobulated. I was like, what? I don't think I've ever played one before.
There's all Simmons pads.
Yeah. I'm like, no matter how hard I hit it, it still sounds as loud. There's I mean, there's dynamics within it, but yeah, it's
a whole different animal. I think that band was Dorian Gray or something.
Oh, yes. Thank you. That's what
was it. Yeah. That was also Scott Tolson on guitar.
Right.
This guy Mark Holman was the singer, and Rob Quaight on bass. But yeah, that was a time where I was super into Love and Rockets. Still one of my favorite bands.
Yes.
But Kevin Haskins at the time was using this all electronic kit with the acoustic snare and kick drum. But it was mostly just all Simmons pads. So of course I had to copy him. That's what that was about.
Awesome. It's funny. I've loved Bauhaus and Love and Rockets for so long, and I just started reading this 4AD book. I never realized that they were David J. and I know. It's so I'm like another great brother band, right? Yeah. Like there's so many, and it makes sense that they would be. Yeah, I don't know why. And I think David J. lives like in Ocean Beach or.
Yeah, I was just going to say they all live in LA now.
So many English people live in California.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Ivo, he's in from 4AD, the founder. He's like in New Mexico. Yeah, it's funny. There's still something in the water over here, I guess.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I was watching Rob's show, and he mentioned that his first introduction to, or what made him want to start playing music was Kiss.
Yeah.
So that was the same for me. I just wanted to say that.
That's cool.
My brother is 3 years older than I am. So basically any music he brought home, I was immediately into. And he brought home a Kiss record. So, yep, I'm all about that. I want to play drums. I'm going to do that.
And growing up, Joey, did you play a lot? 2 records? I mean, that always seems to be a common thing with drummers. Right.
Always. Yeah, every day after school, I'd come home, put on the headphones, and play to something. Like the Cars' first record, loved. Played a lot of Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Her Get Nervous record in particular is great. Very drum heavy.
Yeah.
Actually just got to meet her.
Really?
And Neil Giraldo. They came in. I do shipping for this chocolate company in Beverly Hills, and they came in one day. I said, "Oh my God, can I get a picture with you?" And they were very nice about it. Thank God.
I saw that picture.
Yeah, man, they're so
I had
cool.
it double taked. Honestly, I was like, "Oh look, Joe." I'm like, "Not Benatar." That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
They're so sweet. They're super cool and down to earth. Yeah, that was great. That was
That's
rad.
really awesome. That's really cool. Have you ever met anyone that you were just kind of like tongue tied or like flabbergasted or couldn't?
No, not really. I don't usually go up to people if I see them. They were an exception just because they were in close quarters. They're right there and no one else was in the store. So like kind of had to do it.
What about you, Vinny? Have you ever been like tried to meet or couldn't meet someone? God, I've got a list of like 100 people. I'm so
I mean, I never really got too hung up on that kind of stuff. I'm
Yeah.
not a starstruck kind of guy, the biggest enjoyment of my life really has been meeting musicians nobody knows anything about and finding their stories. Which is the beautiful thing about the show is we get to share that with everybody every week because, it's about the people who have the same passion as you and maybe haven't been jaded by fame and those kind of things. I really enjoy what we do here, just meeting the under the radar kind of guys. I'm not a starstruck kind of person.
Same.
Okay, but I'm going to say one thing to you.
Yeah.
What if Keith Richards walked in the door right now, right there in front of you, Vinny?
Oh, well, yeah, we'd put him on the show, obviously, first of all. But yeah, there are exceptions to every rule. Sure.
And for Joe, I love it. And for Joe, it would be if Neil was still alive. What if he walked in the room?
Yeah. I'd be tongue tied for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. We just love our music. We love our rock and roll.
Amen.
Right. That's why we're here. I mean, that's the common denominator, like Vinny always says, that brings us all together on this show is music.
Yeah.
Love of music. And like, kudos to you, Joe, for like doing it all these decades. I mean, it's like, it takes a lot of like, it takes a lot of creativity, ability, but also intestinal fortitude, as you know, my friend.
Yes, for
to
sure.
push on.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, Vinny let's getting some love from my pop.
Thanks, Pops.
Thank you, Bob. We appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, we got some viewers this morning. So thank you guys for foregoing your football and joining us. Right? I don't know who's playing or what's going on, but
the Charger game going on right now.
Are they winning?
I don't know. Last I saw it was 7-7.
Okay. Yeah, they're 0-2. So we're not that we talk about sports, right, Vinny? Yeah.
Well,
this is the line, Vinny. Oh, Vinny, I want to tell you, and while we're on the show, I saw Joe on TV. I see her quite often on a betting show. Our friend Joe from the old days of what was the network? Tony's network.
Staples Media.
Thank you.
Yes.
Staples Media.
Yeah, it got us to where we are today. Yeah, absolutely. But Glenn, it's always really special, in particular, when we have somebody from the 6-4.
Oh my God, yes.
Because we talk all the time about what a great musical legacy the town has.
Yeah.
And right with us today is one of the shining examples of that history. So it's always very special to me when we get somebody from the old haunting ground, so to speak, from Poway Maximum facility.
And guys, we're continuing it next week too with the Hilbert brothers, Brian and Scott Hilbert of Ickben and Upper Middle. They're now in Tennessee, but man, those guys talk about being resilient. These guys have been making amazing music. Great songwriters for decades now. They're brothers. It's a brother thing, as you know what I mean? So yeah, everyone come back next week. We've had them on before. I think Scotty's been on twice and Brian's been on just once. But yeah, these guys are amazing. Just like yourself. But yeah, Vinny, well said. Yeah, the 64 it's chock full of stars, baby.
Yes. Water fountains.
What does that mean? What does the 6-4 mean? Am I missing it?
No, you're good.
What does that mean?
9464, Joey.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
think the interesting thing is it's kind of one of the only places where there was one zip code like that.
Yeah.
Really, like usually it's, I mean, down the street for me is a different zip code right now. So it's like, yeah, it kind of brings together. Remember, Vince, Nikki asked the same thing.
Oh,
We missed
yeah.
you, Nikki. You know what? It's my bad. We had to change everything this week, so I didn't even get a chance to get a hold of Nikki. So Nikki,
Oh, I would have loved to say hi to her. Well, hi, Nikki.
Joe,
just
just
did,
have
Joey.
to have you back on, brother.
Yeah.
That's all it's
Great.
gonna, we're just
Great.
gonna have back on.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
We definitely. I'm thinking a Legends of the 64 hangout show where we just reunited, reminisce, right, Vin? That's
Share
our bread and
memories.
butter. Yeah, just get as many cats as we can. Maybe
Right, absolutely. Well, on that note, Joey, it's always very important to us that we give you a couple minutes for your shout outs.
Oh, okay.
You might have anyone you want to say hi to.
Sure. Hi, Mom. Gotta say hi to my mom. Hi to my wife, Chris. And shout out, I'm playing with my band Byron and the Pyros this Friday at a bar downtown called the Redwood.
Awesome.
It's a tiny little pirate themed bar and it's awesome.
Arr.
Yeah. Playing there with this band Lewis, who are great. Also, you can check out this country rock blues band I'm in, The Lost Weekend. Also, this alternative band I just joined called Night Jacket. So it's fronted by this singer. Her name's Andrea, and her voice is beautiful. I love their music. So check out Night Jacket. And yeah, just I've been luckily very busy lately, so just check out Instagram, Joey Ponchetti. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. Yeah, man. And thanks to you guys.
Well, we appreciate you, Joey.
This is
Joe,
so
is there a way to access your music, or like, is there a set of links? Or I know you're doing so many different projects, and I'm sure it's all over different streaming services. But is there something that we can kind of direct people towards?
I don't have a website, but yeah, I usually just post whatever comes out at the time. Check out this thing on iTunes. Yeah, like I'm on this band Helen Stellar, just released an EP, and I'm on that. It's a 4-song thing. I'm super proud.
You need a website.
I need a website.
I totally do. It's all, yeah, you click on each little, I'm already thinking in my mind.
Yeah.
There he is. And
yeah, in a world where nobody's saying anything of any importance online, we have, Joey here, and he can't be found. But go to his Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, but you're pointing out something that's glaringly obvious, and I need like a hub, a Joey hub.
Yes, the Joey Hub. And we'll help out. We got a Sunday Spin Facebook, so we'll definitely help out. We like to share links and stuff. So yeah, we'll be proficient with that when you have new stuff coming out.
Okay.
And share it with us so we can.
Thanks,
I was something I wanted to ask you though before we were gonna go. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was about the access to the music. Because I know for myself, I don't often click on the links or whatever right away. So I want to make sure I can go back later and hear some of that killer drumming that you're doing, man. So what are you beating on now? What's one of your, do you have more than one kid or?
Is this where we start doing the nerdy stuff?
Yes. Come on. We got it. Vinny, he's a guitar player. Vinny will humor us. He plays guitar, so he knows. Yeah.
I play Ludwig classics. Love Ludwig. Love them since you mentioned Pat Benatar, her drummer at the time. Myron Grombacher used Ludwig's. Alex Van Halen, of course, as you well know, Glenn.
Yeah.
Played Ludwig's. So yeah, I've always wanted to play them.
Can't leave out Charlie Watts, Joey.
Of course, there's the obvious ones like Ringo. Yeah.
Charlie.
And Ludwig, and then Zildjian cymbals.
Yes.
I've loved ever since I was a kid. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, man. What else? What else did you want to know?
I mean, you've done so well. Actually, you've been a really amazing guest, brother. We've been wanting to have you on, and
a long time.
So and it's an honor to spend time with you. Can't wait to do it again. Honestly, let's do what I'd like to do, Vin, is have them in the studio or in the practice space and just kind of go through some drum stuff and fun stuff that you're working on. And even if we do that as like maybe not a main episode, but not meaning more people see it, but just as a Sunday spin-off.
Yeah. Greno's drumming workshop. I can see it now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Off. And who better to have on than Joey, right?
I'll do the shit out of that. Of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I love it.
One thing I want you to check out, Joe, is my cousin. His name is Skip Grasso. He's been on the show a couple times. We couldn't get him off the show, man. He was the last time he was like an hour and a half, and his mom, my aunt, was like, "You talk too much." But his name is Skip Grasso.
Right.
He put out an album called Becoming. I forgot Billy Drummond, I think, is the drummer, the jazz drummer. I think you really dig it, man. He wrote all the compositions.
How do you spell Grasso?
Grasso.
Okay.
And yeah, if you want to shoot me your address or something, I can send you a CD, baby.
I'm not going to do that. Okay.
So, right? Yeah. You don't want me to have your address, but it's not 90264. But man, gosh, Vinny, what a pleasure, huh?
Yeah, long overdue. And again, I meant what I said, Joey. It's always extra special when it's somebody from our stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a living, breathing example of why it was so great to grow up in the 6th Floor. So, Joe, I really want to thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah, and come back soon. We have the open door policy here. If anything's going on, hit us up.
All right. You got my number as well?
Yeah.
Love you guys.
If any of the bands or you ever want to come out to Colorado, man, I got the soft batch cookies waiting, baby.
Oh, buddy.
And night shift on the DVD player too.
I was just telling my wife that you introduced me to that movie. And it's spectacular.
Oh, it's right. Chris Marsteller, we still do lines from the movie. Like, saw each other recently when I was in San Diego, and still doing lines from the movie. So
man,
we can have a night shift.
I know it line by line.
Congratulations! Drums ready too. So got everything ready to roll, man. Got keyboards ready to jam. So all we need is Vinny G on the guitar and the bass.
Nice, man.
All I need is to be asked one time.
But Glenn, congratulations on your store.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Heading over there right now. We've got some bands there. Want to let you guys know we got Ick Band next week. Vinny's taking care of the dogs. So, Vinny, make sure you do a good job. Shout out to Britta. Britta's at her high school reunion with my friend, Slick. So they called him Chip, Eric Brittenham, with the band Patch. Patch is going to be later on this season. We got so many great. Oh, man. Gosh. Joe, you're like so high, and then we got all these killer people coming up.
That's great.
Yes, Ickman. We got Dewey Defeats Truman. I think you know those.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Scott Frazier. Hey Scott.
Yep, Scotty. He's been on a couple times. We've had the band on once, and then Scotty on once. Maybe we'll just do a whole drum thing.
Yeah.
The workshop.
We'll make Vinny sit through that. Yes, and then Vinny will do a guitar one, and I'll sit in the corner sleeping. No, I won't. I love listening to guitar players. Actually, it's one of my favorite things. So
that's rad.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, much love, Joe.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Your time, my brother.
Thank you, Joey.
Happy Sunday. All right, dudes.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, guys.
Regular time.
Listen to the Groove Yard.
Oh yeah, Groove Yard tomorrow. Prefab Soul artist profile. Stay sexy. We'll see you again. Bye, guys.